Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next episode of And One Podcast. We got with us a very special guest. We got a rising superstar in the state of Minnesota, class of 2027. She's jumping up these rankings as we go more and more. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to go ahead and have you introduce yourself to the audience.
I'm Presley. I'm a class of 2027.
What position do you play?
Point guard or shooting guard.
There we go. Now, people, we're trying to get Presley to shoot more often, so we're going to say shooting guard because that means she has to shoot the basketball. But we'll get into that here in a little bit. Presley, when you're just starting here now, what we'll say is, let's start from the beginning. When did you first start playing basketball?
I started playing basketball in, I think, second grade. We just had basketball sessions through Orno, and I actually started playing basketball under the coach Ellen, who coaches for Eden Prairie now. But that's when I started getting into basketball. I think it was every Saturday we had an hour session of just playing and doing some drills.
What are some of your earliest memories of basketball?
I remember a lot of tournaments. I remember there was one tournament in fourth grade that my team, we hit kind of a buzzer beater to hit to get third place in the state.
Nice.
And that's one of the ones I remember the most. Yeah, I think those are probably my earliest ones.
So that answers the question. Is that some of your favorite basketball memories, the fourth grade
Yeah.
buzzer beater, or are there any other ones coming up since?
I think not this past A season, but the one before that, it was really awesome to win nationals with our AAU team. And it was just kind of an experience I feel like I'll never get to. It was so unbelievable. Just the teammates, how we all were close with each other. It felt like such a bond. Everything we went through last season, and I just felt I don't know, coming together to win it was just something I'll never forget.
I like it. So for people that haven't seen you yet, trust me, they're going to see you plenty for the next 4 years. You're going to be rocking. How would you describe yourself as a player to people?
I'd say I could play a 1 through 5 position. So I have the height to play a bigger guard, but then I think I have the quickness and the ball handling to be able to be a point guard or a guard. So it's kind of more spread out. I could play a 1 through 5 position depending on. So yeah.
So I always tell people, I felt like there was a time, either maybe 6th, 7th grade, right around that area, maybe even 8th, there was a moment where it felt like everything switched for you, a switch flipped for you, and you kind of knew that when you drove or when you attacked with the ball in your hand, no one could stop you. Had that switch flipped for you, and when did it switch, and kind of what's that mentality that knowing that there's very little defenders can do to stop you?
I think it was kind of just there was that AAU season really where I kind of just had to kind of own how good I was, and not I've always kind of deferred to others through when I'm a better player on the team. But then I just had to, I think I sat down and talked either with my parents or Demandi just about how it's just a mindset thing. The skills, everything is there. You're strong enough, everything's there. It's just your mentality that's keeping you from where you could get to right now. So it's just kind of if that's keeping me from being the player I can be, is I just got to be able to get my mentality right for every game, and then there's not a lot else to worry about.
Look, audience, I just want to make it clear, I have had more gray hairs because Presley will pass up open layups than any other player in the history of Minnesota basketball. I'm telling you. Girl just needs to go up for a layup. She needs to stop trying to get the assist when you have 2 or 3 on you. One-on-one, take them. So speaking of AAU, you had a pretty good AAU season. You said kind of had a lot, I would say, on your shoulders in terms of production and things like that. How would you describe how your AAU season went?
I think it was really good. I mean, I loved my team. I loved playing with Demandi. It was really nice to get to know a bunch of new girls. And I think this season was kind of all about that leadership role, and kind of I've never really been comfortable being the leader on a team and being the vocal one. And then this year I kind of had to be that's your role. That's why you're out on the floor, is to be the leader and to be just kind of an example, and just to be able to learn how to use my voice more, and I definitely think I got better at that and just got more comfortable doing it. So I think that was like the biggest takeaway from the season was just learning how to like be able to do that.
And how would you say you describe your leadership style? Are you more kind of vocal, explain it out, talk it out? Or are you more kind of lead by example, do as I do here? I set the tone here from my standard and people kind of follow that.
I think it's kind of a combination of both because if I like, I'm not going to be yelling at my teammate to like do something that I'm not doing or like be telling them
I
like,
like it.
hey, run this play right when I'm not the like when I'm not running it right either. So it's kind of like I'll lead by example by doing like like hustle plays, like just cheering and talking, and then there's other things like huddling up my team and just like being able to like talk them through it, like hey, they moved to a 2-3 zone, so we're gonna go through like 1-3-1 or something like that. So it's kind of a combination of both.
Your team needs a score. What's your go-to move?
I definitely say it's either my right hezzy and then go to my right, or just like a push cross and go in.
I don't know. I think you have that little floater fade, like spinning move in the paint. That's a pretty good
Yeah,
one too. So
that's one of them. That's true.
defenders watch out for her. She's gonna leave you in a blender in a real hurry. So let's a quick question. Would you rather have a game-winning three-pointer or a game-winning and one?
Mm, I think I'd have rather have a game winning and one.
That's probably what you're gonna get because you're gonna drive to the basket whether you have a defenders on you or not. You're
Yeah.
going to the basket. So fair, fair. So now so what would you say maybe two or three top highlights from the last AAU season? Kind of a year of growth. What were some of the highlights from the
Yeah.
season?
Um, I think it would probably be we played in this last tournament in Orlando. We played a really good team and we watched them play like earlier in the season and we were like, wow, like this team is really good. And we weren't like expecting to play them and then we ended up playing them and kind of like we all kind of had like the mindset like before the game just to like let's just like make it through we're not like really expecting to win it. And then I think something kind of all just like switched for us in that game and we ended up like blowing this team out by like 30 plus points. And it was just, I feel like we had like everybody on our team score like more than 4 points and we just played together. Like defense was amazing. Like it was like, it's just like one of those games that are really like big intensity and like really loud and just really fun to play in. I'd say that's one of them. And then I think Run for the Roses tournament was really fun. Just because it was like we have a bunch of new girls, and so it was really awesome just to like get to know everybody and to be able to like get close with them off the court. And I felt like that definitely showed when we played in games. Like we played more connected and played more together. And then I'd say we took Demandi to the Barbie movie
Fair.
in Orlando, and that was pretty fun. Those are probably my three like core memories from the season.
I like it. So now I think it's pretty common knowledge. I think we used a photo of it recently. Moving over to Benilde St. Margaret's for high school. Not just going to any high school
Yes.
team. You're going over to the defending 3A state champs where they have a top 10 player in the country waiting there. What's your initial thoughts on moving over to Benilde St. Margaret's?
I mean, I'm like super excited. Like it's been is awesome. I really like Tim, the coach, and I had a really good growth year at Orno. It was a really good first year. Um, I like it's amazing getting to play with such good players there and like watch them and like be able to practice with them. And yeah, I don't know. It's like a great community, like a great space. And yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it.
What are you hoping to learn, or have you already learned from playing with someone like Olivia Olson?
I mean, there's just like times in games where it's like she'll just like I just like sit there and like watch her. Like she's just like incredible. I feel I'm like excited to learn kind of her like she'll be a captain this year and just see how she leads and see how she like does like both like gets focused on like scoring and like being like a dominant player, then also focus on being like a leader and talking and like being able to balance those two. But yeah.
So I don't know if we've had any like real practices yet, maybe a few talks in here and there. Have they made it clear kind of the standard is now set at championship or bust, or kind of we work up to that type of situation, or kind of what's that mentality of coming into a team that's, defending state champs that has a target on your back?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've had a couple practices, just a couple summer workouts, but it's definitely been like we're trying to get to that state championship again, and like I think that's the goal for the season. But yeah.
I don't know if we have a full schedule yet. Is there any games that you do know of that you're excited, kind of circling on the calendar, kind of what we're looking forward to the most?
Um, I've seen some of the schedule. I mean, we have a really tough schedule. We'll play, um, I think one of our first games is against Hill Murray,
Goodness.
and then we'll play Hopkins, Providence. I mean, I don't know if we play Providence. We play Hopkins, STMA. We'll play a bunch of big schools. We'll have a really tough schedule this year, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun.
You talked about being at Orono last year. Did you have a welcome to varsity moment where kind of like a hard screen, a rough play, kind of what was kind of a welcome to varsity for Pressley?
It was like I do have a play just like that. So we were playing, I can't remember who we were playing, but it was the second game of the year, and I was running down the court, and I was like coming to like what was it? I was on defense, and I was running down the court, and I was just like running in transition with this girl, and then I got screened right there, and I like probably laid on the ground for like a minute. Like I was just blacked out. It was like wow, like that was
fair.
That was insane.
Welcome to varsity right then and there.
Yeah.
So we talked about some of your former teammates, current teammates coming up. Who are some of the best players you've ever played against, AAU or high school?
Let's see. I think playing against, obviously playing against Olivia last year was tough, but playing against Kennedy Sanders was really cool. I mean, she's just like she like does it all. Like she'll get stopped on defense and then go score. So it was fun playing against her. I mean, she's a great player. And then in AAU, oh gosh, we've played a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We played I think playing against I forget her first name, but Lewis from the Rise team. She's blonde.
Brooklyn Lewis.
Yeah, she was a really good player to play against. And then yeah, we played against Madden and that North Tartan team when we were in like 6th grade. So we got blown out by a lot, but
You're like, I bet that was fun.
Yeah.
So we'll go from what are some, you have 4 years left of high school basketball. What are some of your goals as a player and then as a team? Personal goals and then goals of kind of as a team.
I think my personal goal is to just like kind of stay in my own lane and just be focused on getting to how good I can be and not really worried about like everybody will get their time for like their fame and like their name to get out there and everything, and just like stay in my own lane, kind of just like get as good as I can be. And then team wise, I mean, we might have like, I think to win state almost like every year. I'm hoping for high school. Like that's my goal. Like I want to win state for the next 4 years.
Presley pulling a Brianna Stewart. She wants to win 4 championships. I like it. Speaking of that, is there any WNBA, NBA, college, men's or women's, high school players that you model your game after or enjoy watching?
I really like, obviously, like Paige Becker's mid-range game. I think that's just like next level, like crazy. And then I really like Nafisa Collier on the link. I really like, she moves so well without the ball. I feel like, and she's just like, she kind of does it all. Like she'll get rebounds and like she'll do all the little things like really right. And I feel like she's just like a big add in that way.
Fee's had to do a lot of what Presley's had to do and grow into that leadership role as a quiet player and kind of realize she needs to be the star. So Presley can have like a Nafisa Collier like career in high school. I think it would go very well.
Yeah.
And so then we would say, that's what we did as a player. We'll talk about now a bit off the court. When you're looking to get away from basketball and just kind of decompress and kind of not think about the game, where do people find you?
I really like to go like swimming or be in lakes. So I really like jet skiing, tubing, just kind of being on the lake with like family or friends. And then I also like to like cook and bake.
Oh,
Um, I kind of started that in like the COVID time, just kind of just like
fair.
tried it and then I kind of picked that up. So,
What's your best baked good? Like, what's the thing that you would like stake your reputation on?
oh gosh, probably just like actually I'd probably say apple pie. I make really, really good apple pie.
So what I'm hearing is we're gonna have apple pie waiting for us at Benilde St. Margaret High School this year, correct?
Yeah.
Fair. Okay. Eric will be at every game that apple pie is served. Fair. Fair. What? And then now speaking of that, we'll go into this. What's your favorite food?
I think pasta or like spaghetti.
So good. Love me some pasta. Dream vacation spot.
Mm, I really want to go to Hawaii. I actually have a deal with my dad. He said if I can dunk by the time I graduate high school, I think it is, we'll go on a vacation to Hawaii.
Listen, even if you can't, there's so many camera angles. We can switch that up, kind of thing. We can get that dunk.
Yeah.
And it can be like it can be like on a 4 foot hoop, and be like, look, she dunked. We can get that. We can work with that. I like that.
Perfect.
Any hidden talents that people don't know about?
Um, I'm really good at puzzles, like really, really good at puzzles. But
So that's
I
what we're
think
gonna
that's it.
that's what we're doing on long bus rides is doing puzzles.
Yeah.
Got it. Fair, fair. And so we'll go with it. I won't take all your evening tonight. I always end with this question. When someone watches Presley play basketball, what do you hope they think about you as a player or get from your game?
Um, as a player, I feel like just like either like wow, she plays with like intensity, like wow, she's like in every single play, like she doesn't take any plays off. And then I'd say I think that's it. And then just like other aspects of the game, like wow, she can defend, she can score, she can rebound, like obviously all those things. But yeah.
Fair. Well, even though I give her a lot of guff, Presley is one of my favorite players to watch when she decides to score.
Oh shoot, you glitched out.
Uh-oh. Do I need to start over with my whole little
Uh-oh.
speech on Presley? Can you hear me?
Here we go.
Okay, we'll start over. Presley is one of my
Okay.
favorite players, even though I give her guff. I just want her to score more. I know she needs to stop passing up open layups or one-on-one layups because the defender's at her waist and she can just power up through. But I think you're in for a very good career. Flying up the rankings in 2027. Might have an update coming up here, maybe a preview there, so you might be flying up those rankings as well. But I said, I want to say thank you for this. I will be at your games at Benilde St. Margaret's. I'll be yelling at you if you pass up a layup. And I'll be there for apple pie. So
All right.
I want to say thank you for doing this tonight. You have a great one.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.